Hello fellow Zelda fans, I'm Hyrule Monkey and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for staying subscribed and staying tuned in during our dry spell we've had over the last year with Tears of the Kingdom releasing and just not a lot of content to put out regarding that game. Like, there's so much cool stuff to do in that game, just I haven't been motivated content wise to do it because I like the theories, I like seeing the world, I like seeing how it connects to everything else, and there just wasn't a way to do so in a meaningful and impactful way. But I do have a lot of shrine videos that I am working on, needing to upload all that stuff really late, but it's okay. We're going to catch Echoes of Wisdom. We're going to do some content for it. I've slacked on the trailers that have been released up until now. The game is actually out. It was out like Thursday. I got a copy of it before I allow myself to play it. I'm going to watch through all these trailers and turn my hype that I have, get even more hyped and get some theories turning, see what I can take and keep an eye out for as I play the game, because I'm excited to do that. And we'll watch these trailers, give an initial reaction of all of them. You've probably already seen all of them since the game is out. These have been out for a while. Let's get into it. This is going to be the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom Traversing Hyrule trailer. We'll watch it, do a recap at the end, and see what I think about it. And play.
Welcome to Hyrule, a vast land where Princess Zelda will journey through her grand adventure. Hyrule is a land of plentiful abundance. From the central plateau, where Hyrule Castle stands enfolded by its castle town.
Okay, interesting. Central Plateau and Castle Town. That actually is important, I think.
Regions. The Gerudo Desert consists of
Got the
scorching
Gerudo
dunes
Desert,
as
love
far as
that.
the eye can see, and is prone to frequent sandstorms. That's no problem for
Oh
the
wow,
Gerudo
Gerudo
Tribe.
Town. That's impressive looking.
There are many
I like
ruins
that.
full of mysteries here.
Got some
And
baby
an
tech tights, I
oasis.
guess.
A great place to relax.
Just pop a bed out of nowhere, take a nap in the middle of the desert. It's
Javine
fine.
Waters is home to some of Hyrule's most scenic
Tech tight.
It's also where you can
Oh.
find the sea
Oh.
and
They have a
the
name.
River Zora.
Okay, both of them are in the
Each reside
game.
in their respective
Wow.
villages,
Never seen that happen before.
though they don't
Ooh.
always get along.
What could that mean?
What could they be
That's
fighting
actually
about?
really cool.
Daunting cliffs and lava flows dominate
Got
the
some
Elden
Goron
volcano.
Village.
Kakariko Village is nestled at the mountain's base, but you'll have to
Village.
brave treacherous trails.
That
to reach
Goron
the
looks
home
like
of
the
Gorons.
Yunobo. Totally Yunobo
Those
ancestor.
rocks may
Something,
look
I don't
delicious. Alas, they are not for Hylians.
know. They're for Link. Link can eat
The
those.
Farron wetlands are a lush labyrinth of vegetation.
Deku Scrubs.
As you wander the jungle, you might
Oh
come
my
across
gosh.
a Deku scrub. Rumor has it these peculiar creatures have a voracious
Okay.
sweet tooth. During your travels, you're likely to encounter people dealing with problems great and small. Keep track of quests by browsing your adventure
Ooh,
log
Breath of the
whenever
Wild
you'd like.
style quest log.
Helping people with their troubles is a big part of your journey, and wise heroes are often rewarded for their good deeds.
So we get a teleportation method, I
Objects
guess.
known as waypoints are scattered throughout the land.
That's good.
Once you've discovered one, you can return to it quickly by selecting it on your map. Even with the benefit of fast travel, getting around Hyrule can prove challenging. At times like these, why walk when you can ride?
Yeah,
Gallop
get right a
over
horse.
weaker enemies to send them
That is
flying,
such a cute
and
horse,
hop
by the
over
way.
Small obstacles with ease.
Oh my gosh, its jumping is
Once
super
you learn
janky,
to
but I
make
love
a
it.
carrot echo, you'll be able to call
Oh
out
my
your trusty
gosh,
steed
he
from
called the horse
anywhere
by
in the
summoning a
overworld.
carrot. That's epic.
As you explore, you may come across smoothie
Business
shops
scrubs.
manned by business scrubs. Here you can blend the ingredients you've collected into delicious drinks.
Okay.
Smoothies have different effects based on the ingredients you choose. They're sure to come in handy during your travels.
Breath of the Wild
You can
cooking
also
mechanic
equip
made
outfits
easy.
and accessories to enhance your abilities. And to look fashionable, obviously.
Okay. The bind ability.
Whether you're trekking over rugged plateaus, through winding caves, or other complex locales, creating echoes is key to success. But sometimes they may not be enough. A huge boulder like this cannot be learned as an echo, and your other echoes won't move it either. For obstacles like these, Tri has got you covered with the power of Bind.
Oh, okay.
Use it to make even a massive boulder follow
Ooh.
Zelda's movement.
Okay, so like that's basically
Bind
Ultra
can
Hand
unearth
from the
buried
Zonai.
treasure,
Like that's the
or
Ultra Hand
even
ability.
reposition
And like
troublesome enemies.
creating the echoes is kind of similar to the
You can also
attach
use Bind on
ability
your echoes. So get
when you
creative
stack them to
and
make a
find
bridge and
ways to
stuff.
forge ahead. Alternatively, if you want to follow a moving object yourself, you can
Yeah,
use
this is just
reverse
Ultra
Bind
Hand.
to go
I love
where
it.
goes.
It's 2D Ultra
Take
Hand.
advantage of a creature's ability to fly.
Well, 3D, 2D. You know what I mean. Top down,
or
3D.
to move around quickly. Swapping between bind and reverse bond is a great way to find clever
that's really
paths
cool.
forward. Let your imagination run wild, and you're bound to come up with all sorts
That's
of ideas.
that's clean.
Use bind in combination with your echoes to overcome obstacles. Understanding how these two abilities work together will
Yeah,
be
just drop them in the
essential
hole.
to your
Love it.
progress.
Got an itchy nose. Ooh, Castletown getting wrecked.
Rifts are overtaking Hyrule.
That dungeon almost looked like a Link's Awakening dungeon.
What else will Zelda have to contend with in her grand adventure to save her kingdom? There's only one way to find out. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Available
Okay.
September 26th only on the Nintendo
I'm digging
Switch
it.
system.
I like it.
Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
Let's take a moment and unpack some of this
Well-
here. So, right off the bat, we'll let that skip forward a little bit more. Maybe that was too much. Yeah, right there. Right there. Right there. Goodness gracious. There we go. Right there. So, what I picked up on in this trailer, first and foremost, is like the landscaping, of course, the map potentials. Like you look at Hyrule Castletown, it's surrounded by a moat. What's more important to that is the castle itself is a part of Castletown, or Castletown is connected to it. That's something we see a lot in Ocarina of Time and the Fallen Hero timeline, that the town is called Castletown because it's built up around it. Now this also looks like a little older style of a Hyrule, so that's something to take note of as well. But what I really liked was it said Central Plateau. That's what Zelda's on. Hyrule Castletown is a part of Central Plateau. Now, obviously, I can't say Central Plateau and pick up on that without thinking of the Great Plateau, which, if you look at, like they did this on purpose. Breath of the Wild was such an icon that Link running out of the Shrine of Resurrection up onto the edge of the plateau there, that he starts off and he looks out over Hyrule. You can see Hyrule Castle off in the distance. It's like way farther away than Castletown is right now. Like back where those grayed out mountains are, that's almost how far Hyrule Castle seems in Breath of the Wild. Granted, it's a huge world, but that's neither here nor there. We got Death Mountain off there. Hebra Mountains potentially on the right with those grayed out mountains. But what I'm thinking right off the bat is this Castletown is still on the Great Plateau. If we were to liken it to the Breath of the Wild's map, it's on the Great Plateau. That's why it's called the Central Plateau. And if you were to liken it to what Link stands on to overlook Hyrule, you got some ponds off to the right. The Temple of Time would probably be off even further to the right. And then you have the Castletown where, that moat, where the ramp up to the Great Plateau would normally be, with the 3 temples and stuff, that people would make their pilgrimage up to the Great Plateau to see the Temple of Time. Hopefully I'm making sense with that, but the ruins that are on the Great Plateau this could be that same castle town. Before they moved Hyrule Castle outside and moved it further north to the Zora area. Now, I'm not saying that this is in the same timeline as Breath of the Wild. That's not my point. But if it was, there is a connection there that can be made that as you overlook the Great Plateau, there is a moat area that they could have had Hyrule Castle Town on top of, that they later moved it to cover up Ganon's shamefulness stuff that he did there. So, that having been said, that's something I really wanted to spend some time looking at. The next part is the Gerudo Desert. This is not just a desert as seen in an Ocarina of Time, where the Gerudo people are barely surviving. They're a band of thieves, you know. This isn't like anything else that we've ever really seen as far as Gerudo Village. That, like, older games, they have the tents, they have the kind of more of a transient look to them. This is an established town. This is an opulent looking town. Like, this is an oasis in the middle of the desert. This is huge. The only other game really where we've seen like the Gerudo thrive like this that I can recall is Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Now, obviously, this wouldn't be after those games, it would be before. So potentially so far in the past that Ganon hasn't screwed the Gerudo over yet and done his nonsense that way. It could be, but the fact that we do see more of a blue style pig Ganon leads us to believe it's like it was in the past. He dies, gets reincarnated as Tears of the Kingdom Ganon after Hyrule's been destroyed, and he takes what's his, whatever. If these were in the same timeline, it very easily could happen that way. So I liked that. Huge point for Gerudo Town being a thriving desert oasis. The next part that's really huge is these folks right here. We have the old style of Zora, the Link Between Worlds, the Link's Awakening, the Link to the Past style Zora in this game. We also have the Breath of the Wild style Zora in this game. We have the River Zora, which are the angry ones. We have the Ocean Zora, which are the sleek shark looking ones. Makes sense. Now they both seem to thrive in fresh water, so that's really, really weird. But we have Breath of the Wild style Zora with old Fallen Hero timeline Zora, but also no Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask style Zora. So whether they had that split evolution there where we got the Zora living in the ocean, we got the Zora living in the fresh water, and then they deviated from that, who knows? But it's cool to see them in the same timeline, to know that they can exist in tandem. Like, it doesn't have to be in this timeline they evolved this way, in this timeline they evolved that way. It's they can evolve and adapt simultaneously. So that's huge, guys. That's so cool. We got Kakariko Village, we got the Goron Town, we got Deku Scrubs. That was really cool to see. Really happy about that, because I love the Deku Scrubs. I think it's sad that we haven't had a game with them since Majora's Mask, really. So I'm excited, and I hope that they have a huge role in the games. Now, another thing that I wanted to key in on is this. I gotta say it. This Faron region, very Breath of the Wild. The structures there, very reminiscent of the stuff that we have for the Zonai. I'm excited to get this area and take a look at it, see what we got. But obviously, this is Deku Scrub stuff. So long before the Zonai crop up, I'm sure. But, it's in the Faron region. If it was to, it's got to be before Breath of the Wild. And not saying they're in the same timeline once again, but Breath of the Wild being in all timelines, or, the end-all, be-all for all timelines, or its own entirely. It is setting up some stuff that, like, okay, they're carving stuff out of stone in the Faron region. The texture's kind of similar. The design pattern is vaguely similar. So it would be funny if the Zonai built over the fallen Deku Scrub Kingdom in some regards. I think that's pretty cool looking. Again, we got the Breath of the Wild style quest guide, so that's pretty cool. That's been huge. So more of an open world. We got waypoints for travel. Now, if you remember the Sheikah Tower, the ways of traversing that way. Waypoints could be another variation of that, maybe what they're inspired off of. Who knows? But I think that's pretty cool as well. We got Epona walking. Well, the horse in general, I should say. We've got business scrubs. That was pretty cool. Ultra hand ability I already talked about. Like, that's pretty obvious. Like, not even try to hide that one. Hyrule Castle Town getting swallowed up. Gerudo some more. And I think the last thing I want to key in on is this right next to the Nintendo Switch logo. That building is very Hateno Village looking architecture. Like, there's only so many ways that you can build a freaking silo, I guess. But, I mean, it is very reminiscent, so that's pretty cool. The columns, of course, looking like Hyrule columns. You know, the ancient Hyrule columns that were built prior to the Sheikah Towers and all that stuff in Breath of the Wild. Could be no correlation. I'm just looking, seeing what might make sense. So, like, some of these are going to be out of left field. Don't judge me too harshly for that. But I think it's cool. Also, that rod she has looks really, really cool. Looks also vaguely familiar for some reason. It kind of has a color scheme for the double helix sword that Fierce Deity Link has. It also has some light dragon-esque look to it from Tears of the Kingdom Zelda dragon person thingy. And it's also got Dominion rod vibes as well. So, like, it's pretty legit tool, I think. So I'm excited to play this game, guys. Hopefully I didn't yak your ear off too much. I'm excited to do the videos for the other few trailers before I really get into this game. So hopefully I can get those wrapped up and I can start the game and start streaming for you guys. That having been said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.